for one semester after graduating high school, but really didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I took a break from college. And then when I was ready to come back to school, I decided to come to Temple because, well, I've always loved Temple since I was a child. My favorite teacher wore a Temple Tea sweatshirt on Teacher's Sweatshirt Day in fourth grade. Um, and the school was close to home. The financial aid was on point. And the program, the landscape architecture program at Temple Ambler really spoke to me. It focuses a little more on the horticultural side than some other programs do, which really was appealing. So one thing that makes Temple Ambler's landscape architecture program unique is the intimate community that's there. It's a smaller campus, so you really get to know people very well. And also we had a lot of opportunities to work on projects that had real world clients. There was a neighborhood planning project that our class did in Kensington. There was a public square or public plaza train station project in Narberth that we worked on one year. And our senior project was a design for a playground and recreation center in Olney, Philadelphia. And what each of these real world experiences gave me was the opportunity to really connect with people in the communities that we were designing for, to get their feedback, to interview them, see what they wanted to see in their neighborhoods, and also to just engage with them and get that communication experience. My first semester, I was really involved in the campus. A woman named Dr. Wanda, who previously was a staff member there, kind of pulled me into being an officer and co-founding a meditation club my first semester there. And from there, I just stayed involved. Up until my last couple of years where I was an officer of the Temple University student chapter of the ASLA, which is the American Society of Landscape Architects. I was co-president this last year, coordinating events, things like that. And I think that it really was important to me to be involved in these things because it's really helpful to have activities outside of your academics to keep you connected with your community, and to do fun things outside of class time, really build relationships and create opportunities for fun events and trips, and just to participate in the student life and get to know each other outside of class, I think is a really great opportunity that anyone should take advantage of when on campus. My time working on the 2019 Philadelphia Flower Show was a really valuable experience. It was the first time our class really got to design something and then see it through to implementation. We got to build our designs. So we started from scratch, just creating rough sketches, and then finished off by actually building it and presenting it on the convention center show floor. And this really meant a lot because we got to show off our work to the world. People come internationally to see the Philadelphia Flower Show, and to just see people walk through our exhibit and appreciate it and give us great feedback, great comments, really was gratifying. And I think that professionally, it gave me a great experience with, trial and error, I guess, mocking up designs before actually building them big scale to see if they work. And also just getting a feel for going from 2D to 3D to, physical objects versus just on the paper, learning what some of the challenges are with that. I chose to study at Temple Rome because, from the beginning of my time at Temple, I knew I wanted to study abroad. And the fall semester of your senior year, it's kind of built in that if you are going to study abroad, it'll be in Rome, in the landscape architecture program. I had never been to Europe, so I thought this was a really great opportunity to dive in and experience another culture and really see what life is like in a different part of the world that I had no experience with. I made some really great friends. I lived in the residence hall, which was my first experience with kind of a communal or a dorm style living, though it was a little nicer than dorms. They were like apartments, but I made some really great friends from around the world while I was there that I'm still in touch with. And I got to see what landscape architecture looks like in Italy, which is a little different than here. You know, they don't really separate architecture and interior design and landscape architecture as much as we do here. So that was really interesting. Overall, I got to, you know, experience a new country and see beautiful landscapes and see gardens that I'd studied in my freshman year in class in person. So overall, it was a great experience, a real semester of growth for me personally, as well as academically. So my time at Temple has really prepared me for the real world because you know, I've gotten opportunities to be in leadership roles, which I hope to continue to do in the future as a professional. I've engaged with the community in Philadelphia, several different communities in Philly, and learned how to communicate with different folks. I have learned how to conduct myself like a professional in building relationships with, you know, professors and classmates, and during my internships. And I think that overall, just as a person, you know, I feel more well-rounded through all of my studies, not only in landscape architecture, but the gen eds, I think were great too. I think they're something that are really valuable in making yourself a well-rounded person. We learn a lot through our gen eds that applies to any profession, you know, how to relate with other people and relate with the world around you. So these are all things that I think Temple has provided me. Well, I just graduated and tomorrow is Monday. I start my new job at Simone Collins Landscape Architecture in Norristown. I'll be working remotely for the first month or two due to current circumstances, but I'm really excited to kind of dive in to my new job. Other than that, I plan to be involved with the Pennsylvania-Delaware chapter of the American Society of Landscape Architects, and, you know, help with initiatives that they have in the area and nationally. You know, I plan to continue networking with people in the field and learning and growing. And I also plan on spending a lot more time with my friends and family and my pets, who have all been so supportive during my time at school. So to anyone who is just starting on the journey that I am now finishing, I would say to definitely take advantage of the resources that the school provides. You know, make strong connections with your professors, and really recognize that they're there for you. They're passionate about what they do, and they're passionate about sharing that with you and helping you to become, you know, the professional that you want to be. Definitely, you know, take advantage of opportunities to get to know other people outside of class as well, through different activities on campus, through student organizations. You know, find a club that speaks to what you're passionate about, whether it's related to your major or not, and just get involved. You know, keep yourself busy, but also take care of yourself. Take the time that you need to get proper sleep and to eat well, get outside, take walks, take care of your health, do what you can to manage your stress. You know, there may be some all-nighters ahead of you, probably are. There were a few for me, but just make sure to balance the hard work with self-care and immerse yourself in the community and take advantage of the support that's there for you.